Now, if the flawless crystals you procured are to retain their elemental purity during the shaping process, very specific sets of abrasive substances will be required. Well, I say substances, but one might just as well call them one substance, namely ether sand, which has 4 elementally aspected varieties. Alas, ether sand is neither common nor cheap. Indeed, it is not unusual for the abrasive to exceed the value of the precious stones it is used to polish. Given the rarity of the materials in question, the Goldsmiths Guild in Uldar seems like the likeliest place to purchase the quantity we require. When I contacted the Guildmaster, however, I was informed that no ether sand was currently available, and I don't have the ability to check the market board. Though I requested that word was be sent as soon as new stock came in, I have yet to receive aught but apologies. I should mention at this point that I am a free trial player and I am not familiar with this market board, and I placed some order some time before you procured the flawless crystals. I am well aware that acquiring ether sand is no small feat, of course, and I am not an impatient man, but I fear the more we delay our investigation, the greater the risk that the tower's secrets fall into the hands of other, less savory parties. That is why I wish to entrust you with the payment for our purchase and send you to speak directly with the Guildmaster Serendipity. Mayhap the presence of such a distinguished personage will spur the guild into action. In any event, it is my hope that when we next meet, you will have found at least one of the 4 varieties of ether sand we require.
Ether sand is a problem forever. Ether sand is always a problem. Any of you that haven't gotten into, like, gathering, ether sand's a huge problem. Alright. So, I'm not convinced going to a guildmaster is going to help us. They should give me the option of procuring it myself. We could talk to other players. Alright, alright. Ah, Master Derplander! Welcome, welcome! What brings you here, if I may ask? I got a bulging gill pouch. You're here on behalf of the Sons of Saint Cognac? What fortunate timing! I was just about to contact Master Rambros with the news that we've finally managed to acquire the quantity of fire-aspected ether sand. I'm afraid it may be some time before we can supply the other 3 varieties, but you are welcome to settle accounts for which we have now. Pray speak with Jemimo. I do beg your pardon. It seems she's assisting another customer.
Oh, come on! There must be something you can do! Without the sand, we'll need to rethink our whole design.
I sympathize with your plight, sir, but as I explained, the ether sand in question is already spoken for. If you'd like to reserve the next shipment, I would be happy to accept the funds you've offered as partial payment.
Partial? Are you saying it's not enough? I'm already stretching our research budget as it is. Oh, I suppose a man can do without a midday meal for a year or 2.
Hey, bud.
Meteor, it's been too long. What brings you here, then? Got your eye on something expensive, have you?
Yep. Oh, well now, that is quite a money pouch. The sound of so many gill clinking together is strangely satisfying, is it not? Calming, and yet invigorating at the same time.
Oh no! You're here for the blooming ether sand, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, I can't deny the elegant civilization's a subject worth researching. The chief said he was looking into something big, but we never thought to ask him what. Wedge and I have been too busy tinkering with a new airship design to think of much else. See, well, I say tinkering. Wrestling would be more like it. Still, after much wringing of hands and gnashing of teeth, we've managed to put together a prototype crystal-powered propulsion system. We got the idea for it when we heard how you lot had used a corrupted crystal on board the Enterprise, as a matter of fact. Anyway, to cut a long story short, our design calls for all 4 varieties of ether sand. And that's why I just can't relinquish my claim over this batch here, even for you, lad. How we're meant to usher in a brave new age of technological innovation, if not by technologically innovating, huh?
While I hesitate to interrupt such an impassioned speech, duty compels me to point out that this gentleman is a representative of the organization that reserved the ether sand in question, not to mention nothing of the fact that his purse is considerably larger than yours.
Oh, it's like that, is it? All right. This batch is yours, I'll let you have it, but if you're going to take my sand, it's only fair that you grant me a role in this project of yours. I'll take that as a yes. Oh, it's not every day you get a chance to experiment with the wonders of the ancients. With any luck, they'll inspire me to think up another technological innovation, or 2. Now then, from what you've told me, I'm guessing you'll be needing the other 3 varieties of elementally aspected ether sand as well, right? And rather than sitting on your rump, waiting for a shipment that may never come, I reckon your time would better be spent looking for the stuff yourself. And it just so happens, I know a good place to start. There is said to be a peddler in northern Thanalan who very occasionally handles the Earth-aspected variety of ether sand. Wedge is in the process of confirming the rumor as we speak. I know what you're thinking. When did my timid little friend decide he needed me not to hold his hand anymore? The answer being, just the other day. Seems he's been inspired by a certain adventurer's heroic example. I thought he was joking when he'd volunteered to go to Thanalan without me. I just hope he manages to stay out of trouble. Head out to Blue Fog and you should find him poking around with his new bodyguard. Oh, did I not mention her? I Wedge thought it might be wise to hire an adventurer to accompany him. Yeah, just in case your heroic example turned out to be less inspiring than he first thought.
It's not really any bravery, then, if it's pretty much the same thing. You gave up one bodyguard for another bodyguard. That's not really astounding. Where is he? Are you not my guy? You are my guy. What? Save your greetings. If you're looking for a hired blade, then you'll just have to look elsewhere. After the day I've had, the only company I crave is the squat, silent type. The type that has a handle and holds no less than a pint of ale. You wish to hear my tale? I warn you, 'tis no stirring epic, but as you asked, my employer, a Lollapelin lad, wished to pay a visit to a peddler who deals in some manner of special sand. I forgot what it was called, but 'tis apparently worth a small fortune. Anyway, when he arrived, the man claimed his stock had been stolen by bandits. Determined not to return empty-handed, we crept into the bandit stronghold and set about locating the stolen goods. Long story short, alarmists were raised, rogues were awoken, and we fled in a blind panic. I was separated from my employer in the confusion, and I've not seen him since. Oh, a friend of yours, is he? Then you'd best be prepared for the worst. 'Tis just possible the poor sod may be lost in old Ameljean Myth Romain, but I fear the bandits will have caught up with him by now. You've been a real help. You're quite the bodyguard. You didn't guard his body at all. Alright, sanding it down. And here. Hey, this is where we power leveled Blue Mage. Interesting. Is he around here? Maybe he's inside. Hey, buddy. I see you. I know you think you're being sneaky. Alright. That's my dog wanting to come back in if you hear that in the distance.
How could I be so stupid? Sneaking into a bandit's lair, it's just not the sort of thing I do. And now I'm gonna die for it. No, I just need to calm down. I can do this. I can be brave. I'm going to stand up. I'm gonna walk out of here. Here we go. Yeah, I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. I promise I'll leave and never come back.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, Meteor, is it really you? But how did you find me? Can you smell fear? Actually, ignore that smell. I expect you're wondering why I'm here. Well, I was just in the process of retrieving some stolen ether sand, which Biggs and I need for our research, as it happens. It was, I concede, perhaps a touch foolish and nearly fatal, but I did succeed in snatching the stuff before my bodyguard ran away with several dozen bandits came piling after me with knives and axes and what looked very much like a plank with a rusty nail in it. Anyway, the important thing is that the stolen ether sand is right here in my oh dear. Well, it must have fallen out when I was, taking evasive maneuvers. It seems I won't be leaving this infernal place for a while yet. You'll find the ether sand in my stead, will you? Oh, thank the gods! You're a true friend, Meteor. I hope my search doesn't prove too troublesome. The bandits don't seem to care much for visitors.
That makes sense. I mean, we could just kill them all, but I don't think we have to. They don't seem to mind. They don't even seem to notice me. I'm just here, hanging out. Thank God for flying mounts. Oh, God. Oh, maybe Chris has been slaying them. Based on the respawning there. Alright, Biggs. We're gonna fly over this one. Back indoors. Nailed it.
Oh, Meteor, have you had any luck locating the ether sand?
Yep. Here it is.
Yes, that's it. I must return to the workshop at once and tell Biggs the wonderful news. Wait, what's that? You're also on a mission to collect ether sand? And you're working with the chief? A treasure trove of elegant knowledge, you say? I see. Then you should really be the one to have this. Biggs and I are far from exhausting all possible avenues of the airship innovation, but it sounds if your problem can't be solved by any other means. This expedition of yours does sound jolly interesting, I must say. I'm half inclined to join you. In fact, I think I will. Any adventure worth the chief's time must be worth a look. Right. I'm more than ready to leave this awful place behind, and you should return to Mordona with that ether sand before any more little mishaps. Be sure to keep a close eye on your pockets, Meteor.
Alright. Does he not need me to escort him out? I mean, if he had the ability to walk out before me, why didn't he just walk out the first time? It seems like he's fine. Okay. Onward. This whole zone is just filled with potential lore. They could do a lot more here if they wanted to. I think we do use it at some point. I remember having to come back here for quests. I just don't really remember what they were trying to tell me. Alright. Here's all Crystal Tower stuff.
Ah, Meteor, you have returned. I take it your presence that you were successful in procuring us some ether sand. Tell me, which variety did you find?
2 of them. I got 2.
I see. 2 varieties. Well, 2 is more than could reasonably be expected, and 2 less than I had hoped for, you would say. Forgive my flippancy, you have done well, truly. If all goes to plan, we need no longer fear death by fire or earth. Master Garland, if you would be so kind as to prepare the relevant crystals.
I shall set work on it immediately. Truth be told, I've been looking forward to this. One does not encounter materials like these every day. Speaking of which, how in the 7 hells did you find them? Mistake me not, old friend. I know only too well how capable you are, but ether sand isn't something you simply find gathering dust at the back of a merchant's rare gem cabinet. I took it from Biggs and Wedge. You had help from Biggs and Wedge? Trust them to design a revolutionary new engine the moment I turn my back. How's a genius meant to rest on his laurels when his employees are so damnably inventive, eh? Well, now they're determined to join us, are they? Typical. I jest, of course. It'll be good to have them around. Still, as a matter of professional pride, let's endeavor to procure the 2 remaining varieties of ether sand before they arrive, shall we? Tell me, Rambos, have we any information on where the water and the wind aspect types might be hiding?
Not as of yet, but I have made certain arrangements. We shall soon see if my efforts have borne fruit.
Forgive me for observing, but you seem less than enthusiastic about that prospect. If there's a complication, I'd rather we discuss it now than risk jeopardizing the expedition.
Mayhap an explanation is in order. But first, let us savor the preliminary victory that Meteor's won for our cause, if only for a moment.